Hey guys, it's Lauren from Hot for Food, and today I am here to show you how to make vegan pierogies. It's one of our favorite things. We love them. They're kind of one of those foods I think all of us grew up eating, and they were always stuffed with potato and cheese and sometimes bacon. But we're gonna make a vegan sweet potato and sauerkraut stuffing. We're gonna make our own dough from scratch, and it's not even as complicated as you've been led to believe. Everyone thinks you have to be like a Polish grandma in order to make the best pierogies, and you don't have to. I'm gonna show you how it's done. So for our filling, I've boiled 3.5 cups of cubed sweet potato. They're all tender and ready to be mashed. So to the sweet potatoes, we are gonna add 2 cloves of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of vegan butter or margarine, or you could leave this out, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 1/4 teaspoon of dried sage, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper. I like using freshly chopped dill, but you could use dried dill. And 1/3 cup of sauerkraut. So some people like putting sauerkraut on top of their pierogies. You can do that, but I feel like a special ingredient inside the filling is adding the sauerkraut inside. It gives it a really nice tangy flavor. And also with the filling, you can just kind of do whatever you want. You could do regular potatoes, you could do different seasonings. Just make sure it's really flavorful so that when you're biting into your pierogi, it tastes really good. So now we're gonna mash this up until it's smooth and then refrigerate it until we're ready to assemble the pierogies. So for the dough, you're gonna make this in 4 simple ingredients, starting with 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, 2 tablespoons of sunflower oil, and 1 cup of water. And now fold this together. So once it looks like this, I would use your hands, remove all the excess dough from the spoon, grab it from the sides, and start to knead together a ball of dough. You're just folding it on top of itself like this. And then kneading with your fist like this. Now you have to knead it a number of times for it to come together and for the gluten to start activating. Now this will work with a gluten-free all-purpose flour because it already has xanthan gum and binders in it. It just might not be as elastic. So you're gonna have a formed ball of dough. You're gonna notice it getting sticky at this point, so you're done. Don't over-knead it. And then I like cutting it in half so that I can work with 2 smaller portions when I'm rolling it out. So just cut it in half. And now you're gonna need to let the dough rest for at least 20 to 25 minutes, but you could, at this point, cover these in saran wrap, leave them in the fridge overnight or for a couple days, and then make the pierogies. So to cover them in saran, just take a little bit of extra flour and dust it on the outside, then take saran wrap, wrap them up, and put them in the fridge. So you could actually freeze those balls of dough as well and make the pierogies whenever you want, which is pretty good. So at this point, you wanna get any toppings ready for your pierogies. So you could caramelize onions or you could saute mushrooms. I'm doing caramelized onions because I think those are the bomb. So when you're ready to roll the pierogies, you're gonna flour your surface, make sure it's clean and dry. Take 1 piece of dough out of the fridge, flour your rolling pin, and keep the flour nearby because you're gonna need to keep doing this. And then we're gonna get this pretty thin, about 1/16 of an inch thick. Make sure this stays floured at all times. So to cut the pierogies, you want about a 6-inch circle. It's nice if you can kind of bend it like this if it's metal, so you can make an oval. But you could also do them round, it's fine. So cut as many out as you can. Okay, well, as you can see, my cookie cutter is not very sharp. So if this happens, just take a sharp knife like this. So doing an oval shape just ensures you get the classic pierogi shape. Then place all of these flat pieces onto a lightly floured board or baking sheet. And now take the excess dough, roll it together and roll it out again and cut out more pierogies. You just wanna knead it a little bit to form the dough again. Rolling that dough can be tough if you aren't the proper height like me. I can't get any leverage. Anyway, I only did the 1/2 of the dough. You're gonna get anywhere between 42 and 50 pierogies. It kind of just depends on maybe how soft your dough gets in the room, how thin you get it. You do want to get them as thin as possible because that just makes a better pierogi. So now we're going to stuff them. There is a little trick to making the dough stick, which I will show you, and then we're almost at eating time. So we're gonna fill the pierogies, not overstuffing them. So take like a little spoon, half teaspoon. You wanna have like an edge around them. You don't want them to be overstuffed. It's about 1 teaspoon per pierogi. So you're gonna take a pierogi in your hand. You're gonna have a little dish of water. Take a finger and make like an edge with the water on half. Then fold that over, and then you're just like slightly pinching the dough together, and it will stick because of the moisture. But you don't really need to like pinch them really heavily. Traditional pierogies seem to have this little dimple effect here like this. You can take the pierogies the way they are right now, make sure they're lightly dusted in flour, line them between parchment or wax paper, put them in a Tupperware or a plastic bag, and then freeze them. And then you can cook them right from frozen into boiling water whenever you want. So we're gonna boil them for a couple minutes until they float to the surface, and then right from boiling water into a hot pan with some caramelized onions and frying them until they're golden brown on the outside. And that's how you make vegan pierogies, my friends. I told you it wasn't as hard as you thought. It's worth that little bit of effort though, because you basically can't find vegan pierogies in a grocery store anywhere, and I've only had them in a restaurant once. So these are perfect to fool those non-vegan friends in your lives as well. They're never gonna know the difference. It's super easy to make that dough without eggs or dairy, as you could see. So I'm gonna dig into these. We post every Wednesday here on Hot for Food, so subscribe if you like what you see, share this video with all your friends and family, and come back next week for another Hot for Food recipe. We'll see you guys soon. Bye. Oh yeah.